soft pedaling some of the problems that we've had, but I think the time for the soft pedal is over.
That has always been in me and always will be.
This is where I was born. It was where I was raised. It's all I really know. It's home to me.
The South Side is just love, man.
There's heart in this community.
We saw the police lights from 2 blocks down, so we drove up here and we just watched it kind of unfold.
But then when I noticed that it was a Minneapolis cop car,
See a huge mural of George Floyd and then flowers and candles below. You hear the voice of a politician saying that this issue has been soft-pedaled for far too long, and the anger is coming from a cumulative effect of crimes against the Black community by the police force. It also talks about looting for looting's sake being wrong and selfish, and only knuckleheads would do that. It's a very, very moving film, and I was touched by the anger and yet the optimism in that good people will continue to help people in this time of need. Great job.
I thought this one was really well done. The message, of course, is as important today as it was months ago when George Floyd was murdered. And I think that this piece existing is just going to help remind people and stay focused on the issues and the situations there and everywhere, because it's really an issue for everyone. So for that reason alone, I'm glad this one exists. Let's just spread it around some more, get some eyeballs on it, because the message is still important. And the film is a good one.
An extremely powerful documentary, like the short documentary. I feel like this, you know, it's also an ongoing story right now. So while it's definitely a much larger like piece of subject matter, the fact that the filmmakers could get so close to the location where it happened, it's extremely compelling. Like, it's such a good short film, and I feel like it's absolutely going to stand the test of time. Like, you could show this thing for like years and like it will go down in history. And I feel like it was really well made. Everything was edited together in a very, I would say, successful way. It's extremely evocative, and it's exactly the kind of stuff that should be getting made right now.
Infuriating film, and it's just so sad that this is still a thing, and it's prevalent racism and ignorance, intolerance, and this is a truly relevant short film. It doesn't need anything else. Maybe it can go a bit longer. It's just so, I have no words, but it was a great production.
But I can't imagine what it was like in that city, in that place. So having this and having the different interviews of people that happened to be there or were there earlier that day, or whatever their connection to that place, like that physical space, I thought was so interesting and so beautiful. And their just kind of take on how everything unfolded, and getting to hear the stories from the people that live in that place and had to deal with it in a way that, like, I could never imagine. Like, yes, I'm from America, but I could never imagine that. I couldn't imagine living in that city. I couldn't imagine knowing that I drove past that place every day, or that I was there earlier that day. And then just seeing the different things between the images of everything that happened after that, and then hearing what the people of the community actually wanted and what they were saying. I thought it was handled really well. It's definitely a very big subject to take on, especially as a short film, because it's, I think, a subject that needs as many words as possible. It needs as much as it can get. So I really liked it.
It was very painful hearing all of these people talk about their feelings about, the situation with George Floyd and his death and his murder. It was really hard hearing them, especially because these people are from the place that it happened. I remember like how much it affected the world when this happened, and I can only imagine actually being from that state. Like, I know like it definitely affected them in a completely different way. And it was hard seeing the footage of the tear gas and protests, because that was definitely something that I became aware of that happened during protests over the summer when there were a lot of protests occurring. It was also like they were definitely speaking some like really sad and hard but like realistic and real truths about the African American experience in America. So yeah, I think this film like did a really great job bringing insight and talking about a very serious topic. So I really enjoyed it.
First, I just want to say that the last line of this was the most striking for me, which was a gentleman saying, "There's still the ashes," meaning after we deal with everything else, that's, a community figuratively and literally set on fire, there's still the ashes to deal with at the end of it all. And I thought that was a really profound note to end on, this short documentary that takes a look at, the town in which George Floyd was murdered in, and how difficult it is to heal from that, and the conflicting opinions and feelings about what needs to be done, and how that all ends up causing, of course, more grief and hardship and difficulty. So it's a really resounding piece because it comes from the people, and that's the most important thing. While it's great to hear from academics, from people in government, from law enforcement, while it is good to hear all of their perspectives as well, sometimes you just need to hear from the people on the ground, the people who are really living, suffering, and dealing with these societal issues that result from systemic systems of racism. So I think that's the greatest achievement of the piece. It comes from the people, and it's for the people.